Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We got a little bit of snow last night. I'm not sure what happened in your area, but we just got a little bit of snow. Very surprising for me when I woke up. My name is Jess Larkin, and I'm the Marketing and Communication Specialist at Cornerstone, and I am the host for the Build Your Brand webinar series. This is the first webinar of the series for 2023, so it's very exciting. And I'm also your go-to gal for all of your marketing questions, and I'll help you build a brand that's focused on growth. Today, we're going to talk about our marketing plan for 2023, how to create automations, and some goals that you can establish for this year. Please excuse my voice. I was screaming at the Bengals a little bit too much on Sunday, and it's a little bit raspy at the moment. I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat that I am. Before we get started with the webinar, we'll have to start with a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please type them into the chat box, and I will get to them at the end of the presentation. My information is right there on the screen if you'd like to get in contact with me. Also, be sure to give us a follow on social media. We post industry and Cornerstone updates and information. So go to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube to give us a follow. And without further ado, let's get started talking about our 2023 marketing plan. So welcome to 2023. This year, we're going to take our marketing to the next level. You're probably inundated with recommendations for how to market to your clients, either through websites, social media, graphic design, sales flows, etc. There's so many processes to create, and for many, you may be starting from ground zero. This webinar is going to help you focus on the goals and the strategies that you can incorporate into your marketing plan for 2023. But first, to understand the direction of your marketing in the new year, it's important to consider where your agency has been and where the industry is going. The health insurance industry, as we all know quite well, is ever changing, and so too is the world of marketing to and communicating with your clients. We can look to the health insurance landscape for an understanding of where our priorities and our marketing should lie. It's especially important to consider the wants, needs, and behaviors of your current client base. While I could help you come up with a baseline profile of the average health insurance client, you are the one who actually knows your clients the best. So take some time to brainstorm some of the input you have received over the last year before you start on your goals. Are you communicating well? Are you easy to access online and in person? Is your branding recognizable and is it modernized? What is your current marketing strategy missing? We can create a better picture of where your agency is thriving and where it is failing when it comes to marketing by creating a good old SWOT analysis. If you don't already know, the SWOT analysis is designed to help you assess your business by helping you identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The idea of the analysis is to provide fresh ideas to improve your business rather than relying on preconceived ideas and mindsets that impose upon your ability to evolve. So if you haven't already done a SWOT analysis before, here's how it goes. You want to draw a square with 4 different quadrants, and each quadrant is labeled with an element of the analysis. So the top left, we have strengths. The top right, we have weaknesses. The bottom left, we have opportunities. And the bottom right, we have threats. And as you begin your notes, here are some questions that you want to consider. So some questions about your strengths. How do I stand out against the competition? How do I make a difference to my clients? What are some compliments that I've received from my clients in the last year? What marketing strategies do I already have in place? Some questions about your weaknesses. Is my agency understaffed? What experience do I lack? Where do I fall short behind the competition? Do I have all of the necessary technology? And does my business run on only a few clients? Your questions about your opportunities. Is the market changing to create more opportunities? Do I possess any additional skills or resources that could benefit my clients? What can I offer to clients that my competitors do not offer? And what marketing opportunities can I take advantage of? And then lastly, you want to ask some questions about the threats. Is our technology secure? Is there anyone in the industry whose expertise threatens my business? Is my carrier portfolio diverse enough? Once you've identified your strengths and your opportunities, it's time to come up with those goals. And if you don't know where to start, consider researching what it is that others in the industry are doing, including your competitors. How are they using social media? Do they have a website? And if so, what do you like about it? Do you like the colors? Do you like the copy? What is it that draws you? Have you received any emails over the last couple months that you really liked and would like to emulate? And those don't have to be from people in the health insurance industry. They can be outside the health insurance industry as well. As you're brainstorming your goals, anything goes. Just consider what it is that you're missing, what has caught your attention as a consumer, and how you can make yourself a more valuable expert in the industry. Basically, how can you make yourself more available to your clients and to your prospects? Overall, these goals should be realistic, they should be timely, and they should be specific based on your current capabilities and tools. This is coming from the SMART model, if you've ever used that to establish some goals. So, for example, if you don't currently have a website, a goal to reach the #1 ranking in Google is not really realistic, nor is it timely, because it's going to take a long time and competitive pricing to get your site to that spot on Google. However, like I said, if you don't already have a website, a great goal in this scenario would be to simply create a website. That goal can then be broken down into smaller goals per quarter. So, say, for example, quarter 1, you're researching competitors' websites. Quarter 2, you're hiring a web designer. Quarter 3, you're writing the website content. And quarter 4, you're launching the new site. Based on the feedback that I've received from brokers over the last couple of years, there are a couple goals I recommend establishing for your marketing in 2023 if you haven't already, so that you can ensure that you're staying ahead of the competition. Of course, do not feel as though you have to limit yourself to these specific goals. You want to create a plan that works best for you. The time you have to dedicate to your marketing, your resources, and your client behavior are all important. So here are 3 examples of goals that you can establish in 2023 that are all pretty simple and require very few systems to set in place beforehand. #1 is enhance your digital presence. Websites and social platforms are a means of communication that provide the least amount of resistance to your clients. So while some clients prefer to speak one-on-one with you on the phone, others might prefer handling their insurance through an email or a website. That's kind of the beauty of living in the digital age, is that you don't have to chat with people on the phone. You can just submit a form online, and there you go. The communication landscape has drastically changed over the last years, especially since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. So it's important to offer as uh, avenues of communication so that a prospect or a current client can contact you. So you want to take some time this year to establish your digital profile and make yourself more accessible to your clients and your prospects through that digital presence. As always, I'd like to recommend Cincinnati Web Tech to help you put together a great website if you don't already have one. But if you're looking to try to do this on your own, maybe you're on more of a budget, I would recommend using squarespace.com. Squarespace is very simple. It's a point and click website, and it gives you access to everything on the back end of your website, from designing to hosting to managing your domains. You can check out your analytics, post on social media, and we'll talk about the importance of finding software and finding tools that you can use for many different things at once rather than many different software. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but Squarespace is a great option for that. Another goal would be to create a client welcome kit and a consistent sales workflow. So when it comes to client recruitment, first impressions really, really matter. Many clients don't understand health insurance at all, and they rely on you to guide them toward the right decision. With the world of health insurance being so large, so ever-changing, and extremely confusing, your clients want an actual roadmap of what your service looks like. A well-defined onboarding process should answer the client's questions before they're asked. Provide them with a simple educational resource material that helps them better understand what their health insurance is and how they can take advantage of it. So you want to give them a list of every possible person they could talk to when settling a claim. You want to give timelines of what managing their health insurance plan would look like on an annual basis. Is there anything going on in the news that might affect their plan? you want to put all of that information in the onboarding packet as well. And don't you worry, I created an onboarding package template that you can download and use on the Marketing Hub. So if you have not used the Marketing Hub just yet, I highly encourage you to go out and see it. I'm going to put a link to it in the chat. All right, there you go. You will need a Resource Center login in order to access this template. But there are also a lot of other different great templates out there for you to use for your marketing in 2023. So I highly encourage you to check that out. The third goal that you could put together for 2023, it's just a suggestion, would be to put together a monthly client newsletter. This would be an email. Consistent communication with your client throughout the year helps them become more empowered consumers, and it helps them establish you as the expert in the industry. It also gives your clients an opportunity to reach out throughout the year if they have any questions about their plan. So if you don't already have some sort of email marketing platform that you use, I would recommend iContact, which is free for up to 500 contacts on your list. The system is very user-friendly, easy to manage, and their customer service is top-notch. When I first started doing email marketing, I started doing it through iContact, and it's a very simple system, so I highly recommend it. So you want to take some time over the next week or so to start brainstorming some of your own goals, and then break down those goals into smaller, more manageable chunks per quarter. These 3 ideas are just ideas. If you already have a website, this might not apply to you. If you already have a welcome kit, if you already have a newsletter, that's great. You guys have a great baseline then, and you can move on to other goals. But these are 3 good goals to start with. Now that you've established your goals for the year, it's time to ask yourself, what systems need to be put in place to ensure that I actually meet those goals? Do you need a new CRM tool? Do you need a good quality, easy to use design software? I recommend Canva. Do you need an email marketing platform like iContact? How about a freelance copywriter? You don't have to do everything for yourself. You can find a copywriter. Consider the tools and help that is necessary to meet your goals in 2023. If you have a goal to create a website, for example, but you aren't savvy with tech, one way to begin establishing your systems is by hiring a web designer to take care of the coding and designing for you. Delegate those tasks to experts. Once you have those systems in place, you have the tools, you have the technology, you have all the help that you need, you can more easily produce a timeline for those goals. One of the most important systems to put in place when you can, it's not always a thing that you can do, but one thing you can do is automation. As a busy health insurance agent, you want to ensure that you have a strong marketing strategy that doesn't take up 40 hours of your week. And this is where automation comes in strong. So marketing automation, which is particularly useful when focusing on things like email marketing or your website, forms, things like that, makes it easy to target clients with automated messages, workflows, instructions, and more based on your specific client behaviors. So often automation is a product of a different software, such as an email marketing platform like iContact. These sites help you set up ongoing communications to customers and prospects by creating an established workflow based on the rules that you set up. So let's consider, for example, that goal of creating a client onboarding kit and sending it out to your new clients. A good automation setup for a client onboarding kit and the communications associated with that would be to create an automatic email to your clients after you have sold a policy with them that has a link to an onboarding packet. You could create an automation where emails, forms, etc., automatically go to a client or a prospect once triggered by a certain action. So maybe they fill out a form or they sign up for a newsletter. Once they fill out that form, they automatically receive an email. Automating your marketing is not a requirement for a successful campaign, nor is it feasible in every application, but it may make your campaigns more effective, and it's going to help replace a lot of the manual tasks that you simply don't have time for as a health insurance agent. Some great situations that may benefit from automation would be managing your client email lists and subscriptions, or sending targeted emails to prospects who might interact with certain pages on your website. If you're looking to automate some of your marketing in this way, I would use a I would use a platform that performs a number of different functions rather than multiple types of software that are hard to keep track of. So sometimes people have an email marketing platform, plus they have, their CMS to manage their website. Then they have, Google Ads so that they can do online ads. As I mentioned, iContact is a great platform for creating emails, maintaining your client contact lists, creating automations based on your emails, creating forms, analyzing the success of your campaign. It's all in one. And that's kind of what you want to go for, because not only is that more cost effective, but it helps keep everything in one spot and helps you keep track of it a little bit better. It's also important to track the success of your campaigns. I've mentioned this before, but often marketing is very trial and error. However, there are some indications of success that you can track to ensure that your marketing strategies are improving. A/B testing is a very important part of monitoring your campaign. A/B testing, which is also known as split testing, is a randomized experimentation process wherein two or more versions of a marketing piece, so that might be a web page, it could be an email, it could be something printed like a postcard. Those are shown to different segments of visitors on the same list at the same time to determine which version leaves the maximum impact and drives your business metrics. So, for example, if you plan to do direct mail, you could use A/B testing to determine which piece makes the most impact by sending out letters to one group and postcards to another. Or if you're sending out emails, you could send an email with one subject line to one part of a list and another email with a different subject line to another to see which email grabs the audience's attention more. Excuse me. This is going to help you determine a consistent and successful strategy moving forward when you send those emails or direct mail pieces. Another way to track the success of your campaigns is by creating a report that you can revisit once per month or once per quarter to measure your marketing analytics. And this is where you might track your email analytics or your website traffic, maybe how many leads you've received directly from a specific campaign. And don't worry, there is a tracker also available on the Marketing Hub that you can download and fit to suit your needs. So I highly encourage you to go check that out as well. What's more important than tracking the analytics is actually reflecting on them. You don't just want to review the analytics and never take any action on them. If you notice your email open rate is dipping, for example, how can you alter the message to encourage more engagement with it? Or if you notice your Facebook likes have plateaued, how can you refresh your posts to make the page more interesting? So if you're looking to grow your business in 2023, then those analytics are lifelines, and you don't want to forget to use them and then take action. So those are all of my tips for getting your marketing plan set up, as well as a couple of goals that you can emulate. We want to make sure that we're focusing on marketing this year, making sure that we're getting all of our systems set up in place, and making sure that we're setting ourselves up for success with recruitment and retention efforts. We're keeping it short and sweet today. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box now, and I will get to them one-on-one here. So I'll give you a couple minutes to type what you need. In the meantime, I wanted to let you all know that the 2023 webinar series is in full swing with plenty of webinars coming up over the next several months. So tomorrow we have an individual corner webinar on ICRA with our friends at NextBen. So if you're interested in that webinar, please be sure to register online at www.crnstone.com/events. Give it a couple more minutes just in case you have any questions about anything marketing related for 2023. I'm happy to answer your questions. More importantly, if you have any suggestions for things that you'd like to see in the Build Your Brand webinar series for 2023, please be sure to leave that in the question box as well. Give you just a couple more minutes. All All right, it doesn't look like we have any questions today. If you do have a question that pops up and you need some answers, feel free to send me an email. My information is right here on the screen. I'm happy to chit chat with you and give you some more information. That's all I have for today. Thank you all for joining. If you have any questions about this webinar or any other webinar in the series, like I said, feel free to contact me. I'm looking forward to chatting some more about marketing with you in 2023, and everyone have a great day.